Hey, JRT here, and welcome back to another video. This is Core Team Deathmatch on the map Noir, and I'm playing alongside Natelivee. He was actually streaming this gameplay, however he will be posting this particular gameplay onto his channel, so I highly recommend you checking out his version of how he played on this particular map. And him and I are both trying to accomplish a certain challenge that recent players have started to do, and that is to achieve a nuclear by using alternate weapons. So every so often you get a kill with one weapon and then you switch back over to the other weapon each time, and whether or not you try to get a kill every time you switch, I'm not quite sure about, or how that challenge actually is. I'm just using it until I'm able to switch. So if 2 or 3 guys are in front of me, I'm not going to just switch automatically. I'll wait for my ammo to deplete, or I have a chance to reload and then switch. The weapon setups I have here is the Karma 45 Armageddon with quick draw silencer, and I swap over to NV4 Fallout with also quick draw and silencer. I am using Ghost, Hardline, and Dead Silence. Now the only reason why I chose to use Dead Silence as my last perk isn't because I'm afraid that somebody can hear me. It's because the footsteps are so annoying to hear while I'm running. I cannot stand hearing my own footsteps. I think it's completely stupid the way they actually did this. I think if you're gonna play that way, you should at least have them hear it if they have some kind of perk that can hear your footsteps. Otherwise, it's just too much noise. I can't stand having that much noise in the gameplay while I'm running. It's just a personal preference. I'm not sure if everybody feels that way, but I have to have Dead Silence only because of that reason. This is one of my first attempts at this challenge. I played for a couple hours yesterday trying to achieve it, and I have a couple more videos to show you guys on whether or not I do get this challenge completed. I am having a lot of fun in Core. I haven't played Core since they beefed up either the health system or they dumbed down most of the weapons. I'm really not sure which one it was, but I can guarantee you I'm getting a lot more hit markers than I used to when I played earlier on when the game first came out. Now in regards to my gameplays, this is finals week for me, so I've been studying quite hard. So my videos will be lacking this week, and I do have one last final the following Monday, but after that the videos should start pouring in because I have plenty of gameplays to show you. Now this gameplay is actually pretty good in my opinion. I don't play great, but there's a catch. And you're dead, mister. If you're watching this, I know you'll say I'm being stupid or I'm making excuses or whatever, because I complained a lot about my thumb. On my right thumb, about a week ago, I had a piece of glass about 2 inches long puncture my thumb about 2 centimeters in towards the tip, and I had to personally pull it out because it was so deep, and I pretty much bled everywhere. My wife, she got the first aid as quickly as possible. Luckily, it's not like it's a cut, so I didn't have to have stitches or anything. It's just a puncture, but I had to make sure I don't have tetanus. And a little FYI, for those that don't know what tetanus really is, you don't just get tetanus from rusty metal. You can actually get tetanus from anything. You can get tetanus somewhere in the ocean, even if something cuts you. And what it is, when I did some research on it, it's these they have what's called spores, which can lie on different types of surfaces, dirt, whatever it might be. And those spores only start propagating in deoxygenated environments, meaning that, for instance, if I had cut my thumb on a piece of glass that had those spores in it, well, I won't start feeling the effects of tetanus until 3 days to months, or some cases I've heard that could even take up to a year for you to actually start seeing that the effects of tetanus. Because what happens is, as your puncture starts to heal over, at least the top part, it starts to cut off all the oxygen that was entering the wound in the first place. So you kind of have to worry about those types of situations. The tetanus itself really starts propagating in deoxygenated environments, as I stated previously. The plus side is that I actually bled a lot, and from what I read, bleeding a lot can help in preventing tetanus, and they have a bunch of reasons why, but one of them is that it actually evacuates a lot of the foreign material out of the wound, and it also carries oxygen within itself, so that also helps in the prevention of tetanus. So that is a big plus, and don't worry about all the scrapes. If you get a bad scrape on another piece of glass or something, you shouldn't always worry about tetanus, because tetanus shot itself will help for about 10 years. Every 10 years you have to have another tetanus shot, and mine is a little past due, so I do need to get mine again. But the point I'm trying to make is get your tetanus shot just to make sure. So going back to my initial response, I haven't really been playing too well because of it. I can't make certain maneuvers as well. My aim is terrible. But I am using like the bottom half of my thumb to play. It does hurt if I try to go any higher, but you know what? I love playing the game, and it's my way to escape problems in real life, as far as like stressing out over exams and crap like that. So it's my way of escaping real life situations. So I try my best to play, and in some cases I do get my butt whooped. I played against a few teams, and I just couldn't do well. I just was hurting the entire time. And it's okay. I never back out, even if I do bad. I know that I probably should have in the lobby, but it was my decision to play them, and I decided that, you know what, I'm going to keep my philosophy and continue playing regardless of the situation I'm in. You don't get better, right, unless you play better players, and that's the truth. And actually, I am having a lot of fun playing Core. Although, like I stated previously, I haven't played since the game came out. I've been playing a lot of hardcore. I really enjoy playing hardcore, and if I'm not playing hardcore in Infinite Warfare, I'm playing either core or hardcore in Black Ops 3. And when I switched back over to Black Ops 3 last weekend, I can't believe how polished that game is compared to this. I mean, everything just seems so smooth. I had no issues whatsoever. I guess the only issue I did have, if I was going to call out an issue, is they still have problems with unbalanced teams. Like, you'd have a 7-player team versus a 5-player team, or whatever it might be. But it's not that big a deal. I love having more players on the other side. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling and let you guys get to the video. And as always, I'll see you next time.